NECA order delivered. Review the figures, you bag of me. Yes, that's right. I pre-ordered these basically as soon as I found out that they were making them. And they just came in the mail. So today we are looking at the NECA Chucky Series 2 blind box action figures. And before I get into this, I'm just going to say that these are available on the NECA online store, and if I remember correctly, they did preface that the only way to get all of the figures, all 7 of them guaranteed, is by buying the whole pack, which is $175. So we'll talk about that later to see, is this worth $175 or maybe not, but I'm just saying that's what I did. So before we go any further with that, just saying that that's what I did, and yeah, we'll take a look at it. But speaking of that, I guess before we go into the figures, we'll take a look at the box here. So it says, "Good guys, he wants to be your he wants you for a best friend." It says Blind Box Series 2, collect all 7. Then you got some details there of kind of like showing off all of them. And you got that there, that there. Then the top looks like that. And then all of them come in a black bag that kind of protects them and encases them and all of that. So there's that. And then I thought it would be kind of appropriate just to compare it to the box that came with the Ultimate Chucky figure. So it's basically the same dimensions and all of that. It's just that this one's obviously meant to look like the actual box for the dolls in the movies. And then this is just, a case that's meant to emulate that. So there you go. There's that. And then I'm not going to go over the height for all of them because they're all mostly the same height. But here is Tommy here next to the Ultimate Chucky. And then here he is with Marvel Select Spider-Man. And then, like I said, for height, we are going to measure this one here at the end. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, so all of them are basically going to stand just over 4 inches. And then that will translate to, let's say, about 10.5 centimeters. So that's about how tall all of them are. And we're also not going to go over the articulation for all of them. But we are going to go over Tiffany separately because her articulation is a little bit different. But yeah, so here is Tommy. Well, this is supposed to be Good Guy Tommy from Child's Play 2, the doll that's at the house that Chucky ends up destroying and burying, and we'll get to the aftermath of that in a little bit. But yeah, I think this looks really good, and what I like about this one is that even though this is supposed to be the Tommy doll, specifically from Child's Play 2, you could have this be any Good Guy doll. Like, you could have it be, a regular Chucky, or you could have it be Oscar, or whatever. And then even if you wanted it to be Charles Lee Ray specifically, you could just have it be that this is just what he looks like. He's in pretend mode. So yeah, he looks really good. I like the details there of it just kind of looking like a regular Good Guy doll. I like the red in the hair to make it stand out more. And you got like, the sleeve details and all of that. And what I did notice is that there is a difference in color with the overalls. So this is the Ultimate figure based off of the movies in general, and then here is the one, and you'll notice that that these ones and then the Thanksgiving one at the end, they have a lighter color, but then these two that are specifically based off the TV show have a darker color, like this one. So I think that that's kind of interesting. But yeah, you have all of the details there of all of the sports and activities and games and role-playing and like all of that, all of the stuff that is kind of par for the course when it comes to these things. So yeah, there's not really a whole lot to talk about. It's just that the details look really accurate, and he's got a nice simple face. And yeah, so that's about it. And then as far as articulation goes, the head can look down just a little bit, up pretty decent amount. And you do get some rotation and some attitude and all of that. The arms can go out about that far. And then, of course, they can rotate all the way around. It's just a little stuck because, well, I just got these out of the package. So there you go. You do get a single jointed elbow as well as a swivel there. Then you do get a swivel and a hinge for the wrist, or I guess for the hand specifically because it's in the hand. And then for the torso, he can go back just a little bit, go forward just a little bit. And then you can get a little bit of pivoting, but it's really stuck. You know, it's because of how thick this material is, but it's there regardless. And then for the legs, they can go forward a pretty decent amount. They can go back just a little bit. Then they can go out to the sides a pretty decent amount. You do get a little bit of a thigh swivel there. You get a single jointed knee that's really hard to see, which I do like that. So there you go. You get about 90 degrees, and you can get a pivot there. And then you do get a little bit of a ball joint type thing for the ankle. So you can go forward and back and pivot a little bit. So there you go. And that's about it for the good guy Tommy. And then if it's been a while since you've seen Child's Play 2, let me remind you of what Chucky does to the Tommy doll. He makes him look like this. So yeah, he's got like super messed up ratty hair. I really like that. Like from the back, you would probably assume that this is like Chucky, but you flip it around and it's just, no, it's a regular good guy doll, but it's just he had his face bashed in. And I like the detail of like the eye actually like sticking out. Like that's not just like a detail of like, yeah, the eye is like, it looks like the eye sticking out. No, that's actually like a separate piece that's like coming out. And like, you also have kind of like the face plate a little bit like kind of bubbling out. So it looks like that this thing actually was like stabbed in a little bit. So I like that. I like the attention to detail there. And I also like how this eye is kind of like going off that way a little bit. So that's really cool. And then, yeah, that's really about it. I mean, these are mostly the same figures, although this one does come with an accessory. He comes with a shovel here so that he can eat dirt. I'm sure if you remember this. But yeah, so Chucky basically buries this doll and then, you know, puts a whole bunch of dirt over him. He tells him to eat dirt. So yeah, the shovel, it does look good. It's a very simple design, and it's not that big, but I think it's effective for what it is, and you could have him holding it, or you could just have it be that, like, he's on the ground. You can't really see it, but, like, he's on the ground, and then somebody else is, you know, like, covering him, or, like, bashing his face in with the shovel. So you could do that, and I think that one's really cool. I like the attention to detail there. And then, since we're talking about Child's Play 2 so often, we might as well talk about the poster Chucky, who, of course, is mimicking the poster from Child's Play 2 with the Sorry Jack, Chucky's back. And, yeah, we'll talk about Chucky first. And he looks really good. I like the hair being all messed up and crazy, and he's got that really crazy, angry look to him. Like, you could also, if you wanted, like, you could try and emulate the poster for Child's Play 3 as well, where it's just, like, a really close-up look of that face. I feel like you could do that, too, and say this is for Child's Play 3 as well, even though there isn't any red in his eyes. Yeah, I like the hair being messed up, and really that's the kind of the only difference in terms of aesthetic is that the hair is different and he looks angry. But with the accessories that he comes with, this is fun. So he does come with a jack-in-the-box, which does make sense given the poster art, and the lid itself for the box does not move. It's stuck like that. But you do get a nice little detail there of that, and otherwise it's just a kind of like a mustard yellow color. But then for the actual jack-in-the-box head, it does look really good. It's got like this really worried expression and these pointed red hairs. You get kind of like a yellow thing at the base of the neck. And then, yeah, and he's actually connected to a real spring that you insert. The head came in this, and you just kind of insert it into the base of the box there. And then, yeah, you just kind of have it dangling around. And he does also, the box does have this little, you know, crank. And yes, you can actually turn it. So I think that that's a really cool attention to detail that they made this like an actual jack-in-the-box. Of course, you know, apart from the thing of the lid closing. But I'm not too worried about that because it's supposed to emulate a specific look of, you know, this being here, Chucky being behind it, and him attacking it with these. And, yeah, these are the, you know, giant pair of scissors. It looks accurate. My mom actually used to cut my hair when I was growing up, and she had a pair of scissors that looked like this. yeah, they look good. Even though they're plastic, they do look like metal. And yeah, there isn't really much else to say. And then, of course, you could have him holding on to them. So you can do something like that. I mean, you kind of get the idea of you can have him doing something like that. So there you go. There is that one there, and I think that is really fun. I wasn't expecting, when they were making Series 2, I was not expecting them to make a figure specifically for the poster of Child's Play 2, but I'm glad that they did. I think that's really cool. And then, moving right along here, we also have Tiffany Valentine. And, yeah, she looks really creepy. I didn't get the Bride of Chucky 2-pack that came with Chucky specifically from the Bride and Seed of Chucky look. And then also Tiffany. Like, I didn't get that 2-pack. So this is my first Tiffany, and I have to say she looks really good. I like the green eyes and like the dark makeup around there. You got a mole there, you got like black lipstick, and then you got kind of the roots of like the dark brown hair that this doll originally had, and then she kind of like spray painted it blonde. So I like that. I like the black leather jacket, and then the soft goods material for the dress underneath, because this was originally just a bride doll, and then she kind of like added like her own touches to it, like a heart tattoo that was just kind of drawn on, like black nail polish and all of that. And yeah, I do like the details of the zippers and buttons and like the buckle and all of that. And what I did notice was with this figure is that she actually does have kind of like these fishnet stockings underneath, and then these leather boots. And then she also has this little, I don't know what this is, if that's supposed to be a holster or what, but there's like a strap on her right leg there. So I think that that's kind of interesting. And then I will go over a couple of differences with her articulation. The head connects to the neck, and the neck doesn't move. So unlike the other figures where kind of like the head and the neck are one piece and they connect to the torso, with this one, the neck is fixed, but the head connects onto it. So it's a little bit different. And then with the long hair, she can't really look up as far. She can look down a really good amount, though. Of course, you do get that same kind of pivoting. And the other difference that I noticed was with the legs. And that is that she can't go forward or back. Oh, wait. Never mind. I stand corrected. When I first got this figure out of the box, I couldn't get the legs to move forward or back. But I stand corrected. She can, in fact, move forward and back. But what I did notice is this thing here is that her legs can go really far out to the side. Like she can do a full-on split there. So I think that that's really interesting. And then she does also have a thigh swivel, like an actual thigh cut, like you see with like McFarlane figures and whatnot. So I think that that was kind of an interesting detail. And there you go. You also get kind of a fail from me. Because I swear, when I first started testing this figure's articulation, I couldn't get the legs to move. But regardless, so there's that. And then as far as accessories go, she does have an alternate hand. And I thought that how these figures are going to go, because I saw like the renders and all of that. I saw like the alternate hand and the gun. I assumed that they were going to be two different things, but no, this is a fixed piece of having it be like the hand holding the gun. So it's a very small, like silver pistol. And of course you could just plug it into her right hand there and you can have her holding a gun. So yeah, it's interesting. I think this is really fun. Like I said, this is my first Tiffany and I think that it's a really good one. So there you go. There is Tiffany. And then we're going to move on to the Chucky TV show. And out of the 7 figures, this was the one that I happened to open first. And this is the old Chucky from series, or not from series 3, from season 3 of the show. And the first thing I noticed right off the bat was actually that this is real hair, like doll hair. I was expecting it to be like painted on or like some sort of material like the rest of them. But no, this is real like doll type hair. So very interesting detail there. Another interesting detail is, of course, his really wrinkled, old, but still menacing looking face there, with like the sunken in eyes and all of that. So there we go. And then as far as the body goes, like I said, it's a darker overall type thing. But then for the overalls as well as the shirt, they have like this like grime to them. Like it looks like that he's been like tossed around in the dirt a lot. Like you compare that to Tommy here, you might be able to see that's almost like a little bit more yellowed on this one to make it look older and more weathered and all of that. I feel like it's more obvious on the coveralls, but it's still there on the sleeves as well. And then even on the shoes, like the shoes look dirtier and all of that. So like this guy's been through a lot, but then again, that makes sense because, you know, he's old and actually confronting his own mortality for once. But yeah, and then as far as his accessories go, he does have two sort of relaxed hands, and he does also have this alternate hand, which, similar to Tiffany, he is holding a gun. It's fixed in the hand, but I think that it looks really good. It looks really big in his hand, but it does look like a real, like, pistol. So I would imagine that, like, this is just a regular firearm, and he happens to be holding it. It just looks massive because he's small. But, yeah, so I do like the details of how it's kind of like a gunmetal color, and they have this, like, black grip there. So, yeah, it looks good. I think that looks really accurate, and I think that it's cool to have him as part of this collection. And then the next one we have is called Laughing Chucky, according to the product info. So this is obviously based off the TV show because of the longer hair. And it's also more of an orange color compared to the red color of the other ones. So like these ones, it's more red. With this one, it's more orange. So I think that that's interesting. So there you go. You got the darker coveralls there, and then he's got this really like messed up face. I mean, it's called Laughing Chucky, but I don't see this as he's laughing. I see it as more of a thing of like he's talking or he's yelling or something like that. But I guess you could say that he's laughing. And then you got like some like red marks around his face and all of that. So like either he's been cut up a lot or he just cut somebody up a lot. And I would assume that he just cut somebody up given the accessory that he comes with here. And yes, this is a separate accessory that he can take out of his hand. Yeah, it's got like a Michael Myers type butcher knife with a whole bunch of blood on it. So there you go. Isn't that fun? And then he does also have another hand that's more relaxed. Not exactly a relaxed hand, but you can't exactly hold the knife with this hand because the grip is too wide. So he does have an alternate hand for holding a knife. And like I said, the knife is a separate accessory that you can take out if you want him to be holding something else or whatever it might be. So there we go. There's that. And then for the last one here, out of all 7 of these, this is the one that I'm unsure of in terms of where it's from. This is called Thanksgiving Chucky, and yes, we'll get into the accessories. I did want to measure him real quick just because of, well, that really obvious, like, pilgrim hat. So, yeah, he does go to about 4.5 inches. And then that would be, yeah, more like 11.5 centimeters. So he is taller than the regular figures just by association, just because of, well, the hat makes him taller. But ultimately, he is kind of the same figure. But I'm just a little confused of what this is actually from, because he's got this, like, pilgrim hat, and I do like the details of how it's black, but you got, like, the little ribbon, like, around it. It's not a ribbon, but you know what I mean. They got, like, this gold belt buckle. Yeah, he's got this nice angry-looking face. But what I'm confused about is, like, he's got this, but then he's got the more reddish hair and the lighter colored overalls, like the movie figures. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember him ever donning like a pilgrim hat and doing like a Thanksgiving thing in any of the movies. Then again, I don't remember him doing that in the TV show, so you could let me know what this is from. I genuinely don't know, but yeah, so there is that. So like I said, I'm a little confused, but I'm not complaining because he looks good, he looks interesting, and his accessories are interesting too. He comes with a little turkey here, and I think that this actually looks really good. Like, you could imagine, like, this being, like, you could put this as in, like, a diorama of, like, you have this at a table, and you could just have it be, like, you know, some sort of a, you know, like a food setting thing. So you got, like, it's, you know, it's stuffed. You can see the things there, and then you also have these things, which I have no idea what these are. I know that people put these on turkeys when they, like, cook them and all of that, but I don't know what they are. They got like a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables and other things like that kind of around the plate. So I think that that looks good. There's not really any detail on the bottom of it, but it does look really good. Like I said, it looks like this is just something you could put on a table for some action figure display. And he does come with some other accessories. He comes with a knife, only this time it's clean. It's basically just the same design as the one from the Laughing Chucky. So there you go. He comes with that. And then he also comes with this is I know what this is for. It's for like you cut the turkey and they use this to serve up the pieces, but I don't know exactly what it's called. But yeah, it looks accurate, and of course you can have him hold on to these things. So there you go. You can have him holding on to this and then holding on to the knife as well. So there you go. You can have him serve all of that up. So yeah, like I said, I think that he's cool. I just don't know what exactly he's from, but I'm sure you will let me know. Because if you're watching this, I'm sure you're a Child's Play / Chucky fan. And I'm a fan of the series. It's just I don't know as much about it as I'm sure other people do. So yeah, let me know what he's from, because I am curious. I just can't place it right now. But yeah, so there we go. That's all of that. Now back to the question that I had at the start of, is this worth $175? Well, that's a little hard to say, because on the one hand, these things all look incredible. And I like how most of them come with accessories. And yeah, like they all look good. But are they worth $175 for all of them? I'm not really sure. I mean, I think that they would be cool. And I do like that they have accessories this time around, because with Series 1, they didn't really have accessories. This time it feels more fair for the price. But I would recommend, like, if you're interested in collecting all of them, I'd say you might as well do it, because, well, by the store's own admission, it seems like this is the only way to get all of them guaranteed, is if you buy the whole set. But if you're only interested in, like, a couple of them, then I would say wait until, like, people start posting these on eBay of, you know, like, if, say, you just want the Good Guy Tommy, then just wait for somebody to sell just this one on eBay, or, you know, whatever it might be. So, yeah, I would say buy the whole set if you want all of them. If you just want a couple of them, I would say wait. But yeah, that is my verdict, but I still think these all look really cool. I'm happy to have all of them in my collection, and now my video of top 5 NECA figures is outdated, but you know what? That's okay. I think that these are all really cool. So, if you like these, if you enjoyed this video, you like Chucky and Jennifer Tilly, and, you know, all of that, and do be sure to leave a like. Let me know in the comments, because like I said, I'm curious about the Thanksgiving Chucky. But I'm also curious to know what you think. Do you think these are cool? Do you think they're worth $175? Do you think they're not worth that? You know, whatever it might be. But yeah, if you want to see more content like this, you can definitely subscribe. Stay tuned, because I do plan to do a video ranking all of these, like my least favorite to my most favorite out of all 7 of these. But yeah, other than all of that, I do hope you enjoyed. I do hope I'll see you all later.